episode for Ahaya Juicy News. Mima Obibia Akwaba. Latest hot news era mede bravo. Na ansana something in abebano. Bomodi ase obe subscribe to channel. Na wa like video no give us a thumbs up. Na fi share ba wo foforo so na wenye bi hwe na wo hu ensemo a ekoso wo Ghana memo hanum. Afi ye hwe eye ensemo a abeto ye pono so yekuti eye sansemo ya ekoso mama yentie eye nkomo ya ekoso.
Chief Justice mounted a press conference, and we be here in the words of my Madame Fubi, I say she was brutally all over the place. Ivan, when you be a TA, when you be a reacting can be, what impression so far?
Yes, they can miss on channel and short for him. I think
me about 12 minutes on this.
12 minutes. I think so. I didn't mind wasting time on the first station because it's a big issue. I think so we need to delve deeper.
Exactly.
Ghana for a
better time.
Who's that? The scene, you know, before elections. So, when you heard things that may happen within our judiciary,
yes,
you and I will agree, sir, there were much more concern about the integrity and the sustainability of your judiciary in this country.
Right.
Ghana for were alarmed. And there are big media platforms, they were running, your friends saying, pools, as if one try to ascertain the level of trust and confidence our Ghana for war our judiciary.
Exactly.
The results were out there. If only we want to be very honest with ourselves. In recent times, there were a lot of your friends saying ruling and a free Supreme Court over ordinary people could deem those ruling as very silly. And it was all over. You heard a lot of unpopular names like Unanimous 11, because some of the rulings now was subjected to critical scrutiny. Element of common sense, reasoning, and logic were missing. For instance, with this birth certificate, passport thing, and then issue. So the integrity of the judiciary became Adiana Ghana for so much concern about. Then came to the packing of the court, came to the appointment of individuals with known partisan ties. Yes. Former parliamentary candidate Wafeli, now you're appointing a whole lot. You see, morally, some of these things, had a tendency to taint the credibility of the judiciary. And see, going into the elections, these were some of the key issues on the table in Ghana for Kamwasem, and the promise was made, some effort to be done just to ensure, say, regularize once again Ghana for Benya hope, trust and confidence in the institution. Because, Dr. My culture said, "Oko mind be a idea about how buying your soldier for Mukuratu and then your police for a trust and confidence the individuals repose in the establishment."
Exactly.
And in our course, Sri Lanka, Nipano Muti or Mainubufu, they all walk to the seat of the president,
exactly.
Drove the president out in the swimming pool in as for citizens were soldier for to stop here because it's their trust and confidence among for one a reduce pet now lose that particular way. You are done. You can have all the military whatever. And unfortunately for us, a Jubilee House, maybe Ghana for G-Woma, there is no way anybody can hide anywhere. You understand? So I think that's very important for us to put these issues on the table. After elections, then petitions started springing up. Because Mbakacho say even petition will be and me I had in mind say I will put that particular thing in place. So petitions as start here. Ohana president and through a communication but said this is what has happened and the processes has advanced so far. There has been a lot of your friends political cynicism, some kind of way a man for try just to make this whole thing look like a particular agenda. But for me, where I sit now, I have listened to the Ghana Bar Association, I have listened to some so-called prominent lawyers, I have listened to the opposition party, I have listened to a lot of people or more try to comment on this particular issue. But there hasn't been any single individual, including the Chief Justice herself, or your press conference, what me pontificating at a single constitutional infraction our occasion so far in the course of this thing. Apart from throw out her twisted emotions and what she thinks the law should be. You understand? When he had her disagreement on the court, I think Onya 7-0, I say 5-0. Clearly, say issues now or no canon were not grounded, firmly grounded in any law, just imaginations and her personal wishes as a judge, as an individual, even though she's a lawyer. That is why I court no to to go. But the process in some all can say, President in second petition, Yamano Kwan Amana and responded. That is why whole thing started. Abra or the letter comma president. And president was very kind enough and gave her a copy of that particular petition. And Nuntina Chief Justice, it will respond there, and son of the Council of State, it may establish the Premier Facia. My culture say in the establishment of Premier Facia, in that particular process, no, it's not an adversarial process. I better say some adverse funding will be advanced because they are just looking at the integrity and the threshold now, constitution now set. The subsequent process after it, and I am Kwanya, and only you have cause to complain, you understand. But baby and runner or boy, Kwanya, yeah, first so I established the Premier Facia, or say there were procedural errors. My question is, what has been any constitutional instrument to be an answer procedural instrument to be established? These are the processes that we need to go through to ensure that we establish the Premier Facia. Because she's not the first person to go through this process. Okay, Justice Darren and Co and other people. The former, your friend is saying, Shraj boss and yes. They all went through this process.
Madam Lamti, I'm
telling you, sir, so far no, there hasn't been any legislative instrument, procedural instrument. We need to go through, say, from this stage to this stage. The process is not circumvented this laid down procedure. There hasn't been anything. What it does, and says a president receives a petition or forward it to the Council of State. The Council of State will do their in-depth inquiry into the matters to ascertain whether there is merit, credence in the issue, and then the report will finally be communicated to the president. Exactly. This is the process. So what the hell is he talking about? The process I had established the Premier Facia was an error, and she was not able to pontificate a single constitutional line. You're circumvented because my culture there is no legislative instrument and a procedural document regularizes that particular process. Senka Onimbibi Apranko Chief Justice and she could have sense and no. In establishing a Premier Facia, we need a procedure and let us fairly ground that particular in law. What's now how did the amount for another so no you are crying. And again, Anura, so what's here in Semna Okana? I saw a visibly shattered woman, all drawn in the sea of her own emotions, and clearly you could sympathize with her. And I'm a catcher say, "When you to me, you must learn to use it wisely because to me, you need castle." I was so much ashamed to the stand, sir, for such words to be coming from a Chief Justice. Because she ended up accusing the other people, other judges. I must swear and to the stand said Daniel Ofori in question. I said na semba court. Now Justice Panamaya Otiwe no so no writing a dissenting view. Different from one another. And according to her, because of that particular reason, or then disagree or no ruling in favor of Daniel Ofori, disqualified the man. In this question. I'm saying we are talking about high profile judges. We know that their conscience, everything is intact. You've sworn an oath. So is the woman telling us, to know, almost swear as a judge, it doesn't mean anything? Because as a judge, every case is different depending on the relevance of the issue that are available. You understand? You don't jump from issue to issue because when me rule for you, I don't have any personal attachment with you. So in a subsequent case, another case about one thing, you cannot say in the future no rule for way, it doesn't make sense. And clearly what the woman was lamenting yesterday was pure raw emotions, and it was very shameful, to be very honest with you, because my press conference I couldn't even watch to the end because you could see clearly say whether she has been misled by some individuals to go on this particular time.
So you disagree with her on the conflict of interest bait
yes, there is no conflict of interest, and that particular issue she or drag it to court. Another day issue about Wegu, you understand? And again, we are talking about the most influential person within the judiciary. The topmost, the pinnacle of the judicial power. And if you go to the Constitution, it is explicitly written, say, the processes involved in removing the Chief Justice, the hearing, must be heard in camera. The issues so far, even though you can say, there were pieces of the petition being thrown around, a media for a man can do their investigation, get it. But officially, the parties involved, none. And as speaking, to the issues in public, not even government officials. But the woman brought a petition that is supposed to be listened to or looked at in public, in private, you know, or the Bejina public and on TV. And now all country Ghana for what is in the petition. That is a clear constitutional breach. And I say even this process, you know, clear that woman now. And then now all and Obi can take her to court and make sure say she's removed because she has demonstrated nothing but sincere incompetence. Actually, say she is not a person of character. Ghana for me trusting her to be the administrative head of the judiciary because what she did, no, a flagrant abuse of an explicit constitutional provision. And here interpretation be out. You see the provision must be the process must be done in camera.
I see.
You will bring the petition out, discuss it, the merit, everything in it. Another day, you know, you put judgment on it. Does it make sense? And this is a chief justice who is supposed to ensure say judiciary na da ho no obebo ho ban and making sure say niam be ya adwuma.
Ever someone who can article 1468.
Okay.
Mamin kind just so that viewers in so be or say all proceedings under this article and we need to procedure from 6 7
yes.
All proceedings under this article shall be heard in camera.
Yes.
And the justice or chairman against whom the petition is made is entitled to be heard in his defense by himself or by a lawyer or other aspect of his choice.
Exactly. This is a clear constitutional provision, explicitly written. You don't need any implicit analysis to understand this. You see, when this whole process started, I told you I had a lot of respect for this woman, but the tangent she's going, I have lost every bit of respect I have for her. For instance, she says, oh, I'm for intimidating. People are threatening her life. For Christ's sake, you are a chief justice. You are not some kind of Sebi. Yes, you are not an ordinary person. This is a chief justice. Obi Tratiwa, you know what to do. You go to the police. You report the issue to the police. You don't do press conference. Media for Obi Tratiwa life are going to the media to tell media no. Does it solve the problem? And this is the biggest person in the judiciary. Also, Obi Tratiwa is on resign. Now, in the position, you know, on to me, and you know, for her, that is the reason why she thinks that the government is behind it. When she is unable to even identify individuals now or more threatening, again, Edu Lodge, she says that it brings a bad memory. Who cares about your emotional feelings? We are talking about Obia, why ye adia, a man for free, so what a man for far, who dear so, and the constitutional process has been set in motion. Who cares about how you feel about the building? Because that building there, your friends a castle. Your friends a government building. We are not paying any this thing for that particular facility. You understand? And that place now all can say bringing memory. Now when a man for now over the years outfits, you know, agile or call prison and as a form. No, do you know how they feel about the process? So I think that you see. I think that she must heed to wise counsel.
Okay.
Because tangents now on Namsono, she's breaking laws, she's defaming herself. She's proving to people that she's not a person of character. And I've sat on TV and I've told people, say, oh, person who just wait for a trouble day. Because Asemiya Maya, Obia Shekot, Obia Nimyansa. But when Asembabano, that's where you begin to test the integrity and the moral stability of individuals. And for me, what the Chief Justice sought to do yesterday was a stage managed politics. Somebody on attention shopping stunt trying to call for people that young coming to her aid. But you see, Ghana for now, otchere, I am much concerned about the sustainability and the integrity of our judiciary. They are not much concerned about the individuals. So for her, she's just a minor piece of the bigger puzzle Ghana for are trying to solve. So that emotional blackmailing that she sought to do on TV yesterday, you know, will not fly because it will not change.
2 minutes more. You have almost done 15 minutes. But me beside your perspective on this matter. She made a point that I'll say, and I'm quoting her. That I say, hey, I have to screen is my. I'll say, and she's speaking here. Article 1273 of the Constitution indemnifies a judge against any action or suit for any act or omission by him while exercising judicial power. This provision was just last week cited as a reason for declaring a petition against a Supreme Court nominee frivolous. And yet, I am in Edu Lodge defending myself on this petition.
She's not serious.
Oh, Debbie.
Oh, I'm telling you,
Debbie.
because as a Chief Justice, she's supposed to know better. The issues now in question has nothing to do with her doing her job as a judge. For instance,
she's saying that Daniel Ofori
yes, me baba chira there. Daniel Ofori issue in question
yes.
So over kind petition be kan chira say the ruling on that particular matter was concluded. They did everything. The judges have given their ruling. It was a side issue that has to do with personality, character, attitude, how you spoke to one person. Yapon show we camera no more free and so. What ensued between us, and you cannot capture it as part of proceedings across one team. Exactly. You understand? Exactly. So it was a side issue, and the guy stated it. So if the Chief Justice is abusing somebody off record, that is not part of your job as a judge. You understand? Because it was off record. Judges don't have given their ruling. Ya dear seminary, ya bunifor, and then you are telling your colleagues, say, look at you, you are a lawyer, an incompetent person. You don't more higher training as a forum. That is not part of judicial job. Yes, that is a side issue. Your friend say, Obi can take you on because as a Chief Justice, you have no right to abuse anybody. Another day, nipa no challenge you, what's the yamfano? Now police for a man handle na early eventer, lead to series of interactive way. So we cannot say your friends say why abusing the panel because a court don't forget that proceeding ended when the ruling was given. Anything that happened beyond side issues and so forth. So for me, I think it's better say go through the process because you see in some Nana Mekacha says she's emotionally a bit shattered in a sense she's not finding balance because one breath you are appearing before the committee. Processing is ongoing. You are still part of the process. So why jump out of the process to come and do press conference? Press conference is right. I cannot take that away from her. But if you know you don't have confidence in the process that is going on, you pull out. You understand? Exactly. You understand? And now you wait for the process to end, then you tell people what? This whole thing is a PR stand. For me, I think it's just she's just trying to sell some kind of emotional beta. No serious person will take it serious.
All right.
I don't want the committee to withstand her. The fact, as presented in the petition, the committee should do a thorough job. Another day, say about one thing, say Chief Justice, she will come back and take her job. And again, I'll say last one, I'll say President has signed warrant of suspension, and they had a public go to me say, oh yeah, let me tell you. If you go to the Constitution, it is quite clear. Not in any term, Constitution say, President, committee now, yes, you be dinner some the next phase.
Yes.
Say it me establish the premier facility and we now establish a credence and merit and set up a committee.
Yes.
The President no will to me. That is a discretionary injunction on the President to sign that warrant or not. So it is not up to you in your twisted emotions just to determine what the President should do. You understand?
All right.
That is a constitutional right. So for me, I think that she's a broken, visibly shattered woman drawn in a pool of sea.
I was Ivan innocent now or then Indiano Atujano.
Egigim esi ninyina efa eye osono maame Madam Torkonuu and the former Chief Justice. They be my friend, the former Chief Justice about for Tiasie. Because you're a former, or yet the obey be a former. The obey bia, she's still the former Chief Justice, and could be bia. And the mommy way a press conference. Now they be a yebusa. And then there's yebusa question and say, Madam Torkonuu and the press conference, or no. Nasa press conference, no. A press conference, and I say a speech, and I say a call for help. Because what I saw today, what I witnessed, I saw a woman who was holding on to straws. A woman who could not allow her ego to tell her the truth. A woman who has been embroiled in arrogance. A woman who feels Ghana revolves around her. So, what I saw when I was listening to Torkonuu today, I watched her deep. The words she was saying there, I knew the majority were made up. It was just grammar. But I watched this woman very, very deep. I saw a woman who was disturbed. A woman who feels that she needs to be protected even though she knows she has committed a crime. A woman, Ohuni will say, she is unique than any judge, any Ghanaian. A woman who feels so entitled. That is what I saw today. A woman who tried to tell us, say, we are stupid. Why are we not defending her actions? So what I saw pettiness. I felt sad. I saw arrogance that has destroyed a fine woman. I saw the depletion of intelligence, whereby arrogance had destroyed a woman who could have let the storm, who could have just stepped away from a storm she created herself. I felt bad. I felt pity for her. I felt so sad. I saw arrogance. I saw pain. And I saw what I call a cry for help. The press conference says speech say a cry for help now. This is the biggest sad story we have witnessed in our history as a republic. One of the saddest Kumewood stories, one of the hurtful stories in our history as a nation. I saw a woman who is drowning in arrogance. Drowning in arrogance. There's water in her mouth, water in her nose, water in her eyes. She knows she can just let her arrogance go and she will live. But she's still holding on to arrogance. And arrogance slowly drowning Torkonuu. I felt bad. I felt bad because I don't know what power they to me a nipa. The nipa entumi ntena se to me yambo bia fa to me and nsem nipa na di to me she nipa nsem. I felt bad. At a point I was embarrassed. I was embarrassed because the honorable lady that people thought she was, today she exhibited the highest form of politics. We have known this lady as a judge, as a neutral. Today she even tried to taint our history, all because of arrogance, selfishness, all because she feels so entitled. That is what I saw. I saw sadness. And she has created this for herself or upon herself. She's holding on to arrogance. She's holding on to entitlement. Leave it and you will float. She says no. And that thing she's holding on to will kill her. It will destroy every single thing that makes her who she is. Whatever she represented. Today, this woman has drowned with it. It's terrible. It's sad. It's hard to watch. Now, and Osunu Mame eye Madam Torkonuu Obekasa bebree, and I will take my time and explain to you the Ama Mame way I am one of the most dangerous individuals in Ghana. You know, sa asem si na sa ye ka asem a, what you need to do is to make sure, especially say ayemra ena we wura himfie ena ye ka asem wa himfie a, it does not matter how mpedifo no moti asem no ho e ka asem no, the least or the worst thing you can do, and I say you're not supposed to do, ade ni say we ye ni say ube step out of asem na ye kana himfie akogina bontene ato ayampi. Yeah. And that is what we saw today. That is what we witnessed today on our TVs. And to say you can't somewhere himfie impinifo atnase obi eniwa impinifo etoto ano if we say we ni patitiru wo krum oni ye neti kru we mu yenim se we ni patitiru asem abeda ho yenim se ye de mra ne di asem enti ohene krampo amfre ekromwofo if we say omo pese omo bo ho ban enti asem ne beto ho na asem nkofa ne mra na membo de wuro fre busua panyi bra fre otchere bra fre odikro bra fre ahemfo miensa beka me ho na yentie na asem if we say oye nipa titiri wo krom ha. The reason why our hene yes na say on pese nipa domo wo krom no empo beti kukom asem a sempo udi for kra na on pese mo beti if we say de waye ene ugina bre no eho na ohene no ana ekrom penifo no e protect Inti yɛde asɛm wura himfie a sɛbio asɛm wura himfie a amra ɛda ho. Inti ɛte sɛ asɛm da himfie a maame wei impedifo atena se ɔmo yɛ bibia sɛ asɛm na ɔmo ka no korampo no ɛnkɔ abɔntene. Asɛm na ɔmo ka no korampo no sɛ bia egu ne ho fi a ɛnkɔ abɔntene. Maame wei epie kɔgyina ahimfie na abɔntene na ɔto ayampia. Na ayampia na ɔto no ɛne deɛn. She was trying to denigrate ekuro no, trying to denigrate ɔhene no, trying to denigrate ahemfo na ya from no mabetena kukuom ene ne ka asɛm no kodɛ no. She was trying to make them look bad in the eyes of the villagers. That is what Torkonuu did today. It is a asɛm sa si deɛ na ya opese ɔmo mo ti asɛm no so no ɔmo ye obesa akɔ akɔtena ɔmo nim sɛ yɛn to asɛm no so anase ahemfie hɔ uwura hɔ biem na wobɛkɔ fie akɔda. That is the question I'm asking this woman. This woman has lost it. I respect her a lot, but what I saw was the lowest point of a woman who wants to be respected as a woman who is resolute. Torkonuu the otchere and then says she's resolute. It does not mean say she is a woman who can stand on her ground. What I saw today is a woman who is still holding on to arrogance, entitlement, a woman whose own deeds are drowning her, but she's refusing to let it go to save herself. Torkonuu is murdering sleep. She is not able to sleep no more because she herself is murdering sleep. That is what I saw today in this woman. And that is what I witnessed. I felt bad. I felt bad. This was just a joke. It was so embarrassing. It was like you are watching some comedy. Now, team, stay with me. And yeti se Madam Torkonuu ojina committee enim a yetoto na no amano asama abeda ho se we ye nyome bia sebio entwaye as the Chief Justice, and that those things ye busa ne ho asem me na wokasa ye kasa sisia no. The Chief Justice Madam Torkonuu obia ni Ghana wa accused no of a crime or condemned her. Obia ntina bebia enka say she's guilty of any crime. Say ya frau ebegina ahimfie na ubie wano ka say me ama me akwesi me kwame me ya me ekọ me nya kromfo a, then it means you are doing something that you don't want us to know. And the mami we ye and ensema efri ne numu baye. Clearly, it clearly gives you an idea, say, she still does not respect the rule of law. This is the Chief Justice we are talking about. Now, nyoma miensa nende Torkonuu baye se obabeye. Time of se press conference se speech so cry for help adem miensa no ba so be. One, what she tried to do today was to present the government and the NDC, a political party, as a party that is against judges. Opese no opese or present NDC abino. Any NDC party to say a party omuku judges. This woman, that's what she came to do. She came to do politics. If you are not intelligent, if you are not smart, if you don't understand communication, you wouldn't know what she was trying to do. 90% of the things she came to say are trash. But then she had an agenda. And the agenda was that, let me take Ghanaians back. Let me make Ghanaians understand. Let me create something in the head of Ghanaians say, I am also a judge. Mokai NDC for ne yaka semya to almost say omoku judges pain. So the damage na oba so be no. San nyoma bebrebe na okan na ehia no. Na our agenda 3 and a good table so oba so be or a pure politician. Into the first thing she tried to do was to make people think or believe, create the perception say NDC a party no, oh omoku judges omompe judges asem, and she at this point is somebody who is suffering from the same fate. judge Fobina Yukuomono, almost so fire. That's what she came to do. That was first. Second, now she wanted to incite we, the citizens who are ready to listen to the fact and follow the process through. She wanted to incite us against Puaman, who is a colleague judge. What she wanted to do was that she wanted other judges and people in the judiciary to see Judge Puaman as somebody who is working against the judiciary. The second agenda was that now I am going to present myself in a way, I'm going to try and present Puaman in a way to look like that he is the snitch. He is the one who is stabbing me in the back. He is the person who is behind the scenes orchestrating all this. And that judges Monteye, the judiciary Monteye, you all should come to my side. And that Puaman, the NDC, they are using him to destroy me and you. And it's all in Semnibia. He was trying to generalize the heat, to send some threats and some kind of aiding, and yet warning to the judges now. Sebio Omaidin study the process and say, Yebekume, but ya says or Chinebekum. And secondly, she came out to hang Puaman, who is her colleague. And remember, Judge Puaman, he is also following the same article 146. Emma Yahukwain, Emma Dien, Yama sa process where you Juma Amiakusi DC. Remember, Torkonuu ebesinde. Yankasa with D4 Ewa. Nobody has pronounced her guilty in any of the deliberations and the committee, the whatever. Obia niwa wa bia na waka the Torkonuu D4. Put that in your head. But you see, today she was speaking as if she's guilty. She was speaking as if she has been condemned. She was speaking as if say today ono ojina hono ya born as senrium, but as we speak, Torkonuu is still, or she still has the right to defend herself. The third agenda or the bar and the is simple. Play the victim role or play the sympathy card. She came with a lot of makeup. She came to present herself, her face, what she did today. So why a communication now? And summer she could have sent it out as a presser or as a statement for us to read. But deliberately, what she did today was that she wanted to play the victim. She was in black. From the Nazi Ebesin Triso, she was in black. She was sending a message. I am being victimized. Mina Metiano, please help me. She was begging for sympathy. She came there to act, to play the victim. But she has not been condemned yet. She's not guilty yet. But she came out to portray this picture there. You, me, Emi, Torkonuu. Some people are after me. They want to finish me. They want to destroy me. I have built a good life. Why do they want to do this to me? So what she did, these three things, if you are very smart, you will know what she did. She has sat down to think through what she did today. She could have released a statement for us to get that copy, read every single thing, but she decided to use her face. Because what she wants to do, she wants to put her face out there, and then that face will be circulated. These videos will be circulated to talk for her. She wants to take over the committee's job. She wants to take over the thinking of the Ghanaian now on Am Street. So if you get a piece of her video, you can now make a deduction and make a conclusion and say, that's what she wanted. And that is what she created today. Until she came as a widow. She was in black in everything. Draw session black. With all due respect. She knew what she was doing. She was smart about the Oyen in there. She sat down with some people. They drafted her drama today. Now, let's go into something else. So far, what did the American say? Now, ye babe caught Nensema Okan Munde. What Madam Torkonuu today started saying, or started from a year, the venue, na ye can't semono. When she started speaking, she said, venue na ye can't semono, a venue bia, a ye intimidating, a shen so. Let's go listen to Madam Torkonuu. We are nemejujem.
The Edu Lodge facility. The Edu Lodge facility that the hearings are being conducted in featured very prominently in the planning of the murder of judges on June 30th, 1981. And this can be read about in the special investigative report on that terrible event in our nation's history. It will be recalled that there was a Major Samakwa, a military officer who was killed with the 3 High Court justices, who was the director of human resource of Gihok. He was my uncle and my guardian when I entered the University of Ghana in September 1980. I was also living with him at the time he was abducted and murdered. Was the Edu Lodge chosen for my inquiry to make me feel insecure? I think so. And I continue to hold the view that there's no reason why a judicial hearing is being conducted behind the high walls of Edu Lodge.
So, my man say, one, I'll say till date, now about 99.9% of Ghanaians, 99.9% of Ghanaians, na ye nim bebi a eye sa committee no ene maami we Asia. But what did she do? What she did was she first came out to tell us about where the meeting is happening. What is she trying to do? She's trying to let us know the location. So one, she's exposing the committee members. Mamencho Edu Lodge in this is the building. But you see, in her video, she made it sound like some small bunk be. Another than Kweku Annan and the MPP. They renovated it before election 2024. Election no elu omuluzia no mujato. The Edu Lodge na okase. Omo sheda the case ni ko so onko because na ne wo fabi on ne tenaye na oye sojeni a ye ku judges bia na oka no na omo pese okai ni wo fa ni wuo. This is the Edu Lodge. Now ask yourself, why would she start from here? One thing she wanted to do, she wanted to blow the cover of the committee where the committee meets. She wanted Ghanaians to know, say, aha, and and if you're a bad person and you hate what is happening, if you hate poor man, if you hate those committee members, this is where you have to come. She was sending a red signal. You and I, do we care about where this hearing is happening or was happening? No. The government did everything possible to keep it away from us. But why do you think this woman will start by exposing where the meeting is happening? Because opesa odi obia okasa committee no and anyone involved opesa odi omoto a very difficult position. She is breaking the security down. What this woman is doing, she is basically calling for help. If you want to attack these people, if you want to come burn the place up, if you want to come shoot, this is the place to come because this is where it is happening. So these are the codes she was sending. Because to bring Edu Lodge into this matter and to tell us to say, that is what you think, that means that is not the fact. Because Obusa question say, it may be only the meeting, no. I don't know person me kai me ofa yeku no any ade ana and the ebia sa na medwene, meaning she herself, she cannot prove say that is the reason why sa meeting no was put ewa anase ka say omonye no Edu Lodge. What she was doing, she was trying to incite the people who support her, who are hooligans, people who want to attack the committee members, people who want to come there. The person here say she needs people to come there, amass out there, and start demonstrating. That is what she's doing. She's giving them codes. She's telling them, Sanko from a committee is so person who moi, Munina Mumbra Edu Lodge, Momo demonstrate into a Chanopa, you bounce a nipa 2,000 egg a demonstration around a castle. It is because the woman has given the green light. She has exposed every single member of that committee. Because you ask yourself, why would she bring Edu Lodge into this? She's the Chief Justice. She's leading. She's indirectly leading people. She's indirectly giving a signal. On your smarter, and right now as we speak, every committee member, their life is at stake. Menoka say, so be person obo be true, or be person or attack any of the committee members are. The only place they are heading is Edu Lodge area. It does not matter the security around. Right now, that place is not safe. That is what Torkonuu was doing. She's inciting her base, telling them the location. And it's not but let's keep it here. Now, now before we move ahead, and I say I want to ask this woman, say, before our Omiti committee, did she take an oath? And if she took an oath, what does the oath tell her? What does it tell her? In fact, did she take an oath before the proceedings? And I am very sure, say, she took oath, or she has been taking oath every single day before the committee sits. Now, what did the oath, or what was the reason for her taking an oath? It was for her to protect the secrecy of the committee hearing. It was for her to protect the secrecy of the committee hearing. When the committee started hearing this woman's case, at a point she went to Supreme Court. Why didn't she do a press conference in public before going to the Supreme Court? But even though she knew that the committee, they had given all her rights, she knew that she has every right to go to court, to allow her legal team to go to court. She knew she was under oath. So what did she do? She did not come out to publicly tell Ghana for say, this is what is happening to me. But what she did is, she knows the law. So she tasked her lawyers or her counsel to go to the Supreme Court. Why do you think if today, Hopeson Adorye High Court, why would she do a press conference on TV? What has changed? Because this is the same woman who adhered to the oath na otchere, and she knew say the beginning, say nkobeye press conference say we boom raso. Now suddenly something has changed. She has decided to flout the law. Sa oath na otchere we break it and we about press conference and we catch say or high court. Now say Hopeson Adorye High Court. I did went to my smart lawyers. It's the first time, no, or smart or more call Supreme Court. No. Why do we need a TV, this jamboree paparazzi thing? There's a reason why she's doing this.
Thanks for watching. Give us a thumbs up and subscribe for more videos. Don't forget to share the video to all platforms. I'll see you in my next video.
Thanks for watching. Like and share the video. You can also drop your comment. Please don't forget to subscribe. Click on the bell to turn on the notification.